Gazzini is the International Crisis Group's consulting senior analyst for Libya. She joins me now live from Rome. Claudia, Fathi Bashagha left Tripoli shortly after arriving as those clashes erupted. How do you see this all playing out with the unity government refusing to cede power? Are we likely looking at a return to two rival administrations in the country?
Well, we've been having two rival administrations in Libya since the 1st of March, since the Tobruk-based parliament voted in a vote of confidence to give power to Fathi Bashagha. Let's remember that that vote was controversial. Not only the Tripoli-based authorities rejected it, but also the international community expressed reservations on the results of that vote, specifically the Secretary General. And until now, with the exception of Russia, no foreign country has recognized the Bashagha government as legitimate, always based on some procedural problems that took place back then in the 1st of March. Since then, the country has been divided into two rival administrations, Fathi Bashagha based in the east of the country and the Tripoli-based Prime Minister Abdelhamid Dbeibeh in the west of the country. I think today's events, these clashes, and Bashagha's attempt to enter Tripoli and install himself there is going to complicate the way forward. The UN has been trying to hold talks to find a consensus on the way out through elections, through a new roadmap. But that was premised on, say, the two sides' willingness to cooperate and to dialogue. And I think after today, we'll see the two sides harden their position. So the chances of a compromise solution are dim. That said, I still don't think where the threat of a major conflagration, a major outbreak of hostility across the country, essentially because the military factions on the two sides still don't really want to wage war against one another. And most importantly, their foreign backers are holding back against supporting militarily their Libyan allies in a war. So this is a positive note amid a very complicated and worrying situation.
These clashes that broke out in Tripoli, essentially forcing Bashagha to leave, are these Dbeibeh supporters, or is it more complicated than that? Are they not necessarily Dbeibeh supporters, but anti-Bashagha?
Well, yes, as far as we know, Fathi Bashagha arrived in Tripoli airport, had the support of one important armed group in Tripoli allied to him, the Nawasi Brigade. And I think he assumed that it would be smooth, that his entry in Tripoli would not create problems. He had announced that tomorrow he would make a speech, or later today he would make a speech clarifying his position. So he didn't come in to battle his way into the capital. And he says he was surprised by the violent reaction of his opponents. So yes, it was the forces allied to Dbeibeh who mobilized, opening fire and essentially kicking Bashagha out of the city. He was given safe passage. It is a bit puzzling to think why Bashagha thought that this move would take place smoothly, and why he thought that there wouldn't be a violent reaction. But really, the odds, from those of us who follow the situation in Tripoli and across the country, the odds that Tripoli would welcome in a peaceful way his arrival in the capital were dim to start from.
Okay, Claudia Gazzini joining us from Rome. Thank you.
Thank you.